thing. Anyways, so I also witnessed there was a point in the night where Samuel and Nick said that there was a big data loss. They started freaking out, stepped off the stage, got on their phones. I asked them what was going on. They said it was taken care of. Nick sent Samuel over to this warehouse for about 3 hours. When he got back, I said, "Where were you? Where'd you go?" He said, "I was at the warehouse." And I said, "What were you doing there?" And he's like, "Nothing, they just needed my help." Well, I said, "Where is this warehouse?" And he said, because I wasn't putting two and two together yet, that I, was initially supposed to work there, because I'd never even looked up the address. And what I believe is it wasn't a data loss. It was actually when they found out Trump was ahead 100,000 votes, and they sent Nick over there to assist with these ballots that came in these vans full of ballots that people can attest to, that they witnessed being carried out of these vans at the TCF Center. I didn't see any ballots being carried out of vans. I'm not going to lie. I didn't see anything being carried out of them, but I know people who have and that did see this occurring. But I also witnessed the adjudication process. Numerous adjudicators machines were all the ballots were being judged by 2 Democrats. I heard them talking. One woman said to another woman, "Are you a Republican or are you a Democrat?" She said, "I'm a Democrat." And she said, "Well, so am I. Let's sit together." Sat together all night judging ballots. Thousands of ballots got judged all night by the reason the rule's there is so it can be a fair process. It wasn't a fair process. It wasn't a fair process at all. And the tabulating problem with them running numerous ballots through these tabulators and just continuing to do it. I had a friend that I knew for over 20 years, and he came up to me and said, he was working the night shift. He came up to me and said, "Melissa, we did not get any training at all. None." He goes, "I have no idea what I'm doing." He was with 3 other people. I said, I just told my manager that. I said, "I could tell you guys don't know what you're doing." And he said, "Nope, we were trained on the adjudication process, not the tabulation process." And I said, "So you don't know what you're doing?" And he said, "Nope." I said, "Great, that's just great." Because nobody was helping me. I was, running around assisting these people all night long. And it was all day and all night. It was crazy. And they were running these ballots through without discarding them countless times. There were so many ballots that ran through these tabulators numerous times. I mean, without any oversight at all. I mean, there's so much. This election, I will say, these Democrats took every avenue possible to commit fraud in this election. And what I saw on the 3rd and 4th was over 20 counts of fraud being taking place in front of my face. And this isn't counting, the ballots that are found in rivers, the ballots found under rocks, the ballots, that ended up.
First of all,
Representative, please.
let me tell you
Representative,
why
do you have a point of order?
I love how you can
What's
just
your
say
point of
whatever
order?
you want to say.
Do you have a point of order, Representative?
She's just.
Cynthia wants to defend the fraud.
This is funny.
All right. Ma'am, please continue.
Yeah. So,
And also, by the way, I mean, can you maybe speak to your experience? I know we've heard stories of ballots being thrown in rivers, but But I want to make sure we're speaking to your experience because we have limited time and we got to
Absolutely.
get our questions in and the
Okay,
other
well-
witnesses. So is there more to your experience? And then,
Well, okay, I called the FBI
okay.
on the 8th, November 8th. I talked to 2 separate women, over 40 minutes. The first one gave her all my information. The phone mysteriously cut out, and she never called me back. I was waiting for her to call me back. She never called me back. I had to call them back, and they never called me back. Never got a call back. Still haven't got a call back. And I had somebody else working on it that has a neighbor that's an old FBI agent, and still haven't heard back from that.
Can I ask you just one last question?
Sure, sure.
Melissa? So how many ballots would you estimate in front of you that you observed were counted multiple times in the machine? Can you put a number to it, an estimated number?
At
best
least
you can
at
do.
least 30,000.
At least 30,000. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you. And I guess I'll ask a question. I just want to understand. So what is your role with Dominion? Can you clarify that?
Hey, you're welcome. My role with Dominion was to assist with IT for the election.
So are you're some kind of contract employee?
I was a contract employee, yes.
Okay, of what organization?
I'm sorry.
So were you were like a contract employee of Dominion, or was there some?
So I have my
Contractor.
resume everywhere,
Yeah.
you know, and because I was laid off from Ford,
Mhm.
so they just found my resume and called me and said, "Do you want to work the election, the 3rd and the 4th?"
I see, but you were employed directly by Dominion.
Did Dominion pay me? No. PDS staffing paid me
Okay.
because they called me, but I was working for Dominion. Yes.
Okay.
Something very, very suspicious too, must I add, that we were not allowed to wear name tags at all. We were not allowed to talk about who we worked for. They were very secretive. They didn't want anybody knowing anything about them.
And so I just want to make sure I understand you correctly. So you said you're alleging that you heard or that you witnessed ballots being put in the machine, run through, counted, and then put through it again? Is that what you're alleging?
Without discarding.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I am telling you to be a fact.
And how many times did you witness this happening?
I witnessed it in a 27-hour period, thousands and thousands of times.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And I will note, Dominion won't come before this committee. I've asked them, and so far they've refused. And I do want them to come before this committee because we need answers from them about how their
They're
machines
missing.
work.
They're
So we're going to continue to try to get them here. But with that, I'll go to Representative LaFave.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I am not sure how I'm going to do this with one question, but I'm going to try my best anyway. So, with these tabulator machines, of which you estimate there are approximately 22 to 24, I guess I'm not understanding. So, you place batches of 50 on top of the machine?
No. Okay, so I'm gonna try to explain it to you as if it's a printer, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. So a printer, when the papers come out of the printer, that's where in these tabulators, that's where you would feed the 50 in, okay? Now, on top of the printer, right? So where the scanner would be, right? If it's like a 4-in-1, right? So that's where these ballots would come out after they had been tabulated, okay? So if one jammed, number 25 jammed, right? Then it would put up an error. Discard, rescan. Ballot number 25 has an issue. So they would then take all the ballots that had been tabulated from the top, right? That are now on the top, the 24 that are on the top, the ones that are on the bottom that haven't been tabulated yet, okay? And number 25, the problem ballot,